everyone, it's me, Yorw. Did you miss me? Damn, I have the same terrible upload schedule as Yawwie. But I am back, the only blatant rip-off of Yawwie that is actually supported by the man himself. Never mind, I'm dead. But anyway, let me educate you fools on how to drive the class 455. Roll the intro, Gary. Gary? Ugh, one sec. Where the fuck is Gary, man? Oh, isn't it? Gary!
What?
You were supposed to roll the fucking intro!
Mate, I'm moving to Great Ends. There's now some warehouse there. I get paid more than you. I quit.
You fucking what, mate?
I quit, mate. See you later.
You fucking what? Get back here, you bastard! Okay, I just had to lock Gary in the basement of Blue Water Shopping Centre. Guess I'll roll the intro myself. Welcome to Liverpool Lemon Road Station. The only station in Brixton where you will without a doubt get shouted at by STM workers for taking a picture of a Class 707. Based on a true story. This is our traction for this evening. It is a Class 455 steam electric single unit built by Limited Engineering Rail British between 1982 and 1985. The one you see before you is shown in its most recent form, sporting the Slave Coach Red Express livery used for the Cardiff Loo Water to Portsmouth Harbour services, and sports updated traction equipment manufactured by Vossler. These motors are indeed very thrash, mate, but only certain individuals like this distinguished gentleman are into that. When you are driving this unit, please be extra careful around these specimens. Now, before we start, I must give my deepest condolences to any driver who is assigned 455868, as this train has a severe unreliable legacy. This is shown by the large number of spanners on the side of the cab. Each one represents when it broke down and had to be taken back to Wimbledon for heavy maintenance. So do be wary if you are assigned to this unit. Now, inside the cab, there are three main knobs for you to take note of. The one in the middle here is the movement directional twiddle stick, or the MDTS for short. It is currently in the off position, which means
you'll be going nowhere.
Now it is in the forward position, which means when power is applied, the train will move forward. This is the neutral position. Now, not a lot of people know this, but when the MDTS is in this position, the train is actually in a vertical takeoff mode. Applying power while the train is in the neutral position will cause the train to ascend off the track vertically. Unfortunately, drivers are not permitted to use this feature, as over the 38 years these trains have been in service, we haven't figured out a way to safely get them to descend back onto the track. So do not do this, or you'll be expecting a P45 through your letterbox tomorrow. And finally, going off the process of elimination, if you guess this is the reverse position, you are correct! Now, moving to the right, this is the traction thrash activator, also known as the TTA for short. To put it simply, you move this and so does the train. You have 4 notches of power. Enjoy. And then on the left of the desk, we have the Edwin Eastinghouse hydropneumatic braking system, also known as the EEHPBS for short. It was developed by Edwin Eastinghouse during the late 1580s as a way to stop vehicles from moving. Notch 1 applies a tiny bit of braking. Notch 2 applies the standard amount of braking that drivers should use under all circumstances. And then we have Notch 3, also known as full service, which unfortunately on this train doesn't dispatch a waiter to your cab. And then finally, the emergency notch, which will send America into DEFCON 1. If you want to start a nuclear war, be sure to put the train into the emergency position. But I don't intend on doing this today, so I shall refrain from using that notch. Now I will take you through the setup process for this bus. First, set the MDTS to the neutral position, and under no circumstances apply power while in this position. Reset the automatic winding system, also known as the AWS, by pressing the Q key. And set the headlights to the day position, which will in turn deluminate the tail lights. Now open the doors and wait for the customers to enter the train. While you are waiting, you can set up the GSMR radio, but this step is optional as the signallers don't actually need to know your location. For this reason, I will not be setting up the GSMR. Once the customers have boarded the train, you may close the doors. Now before you depart, please take note of the signal. It is currently showing a red aspect, which means we must get a verdict from the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale before being allowed to proceed. A guilty verdict means we are cleared to go, but a not guilty verdict means we must wait. So we will now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale and get its verdict.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, guilty.
Now we have the guilty verdict. You may turn off the DRA, move the MDTS to forwards, and depart.
Welcome aboard this South Western Railway service to Portsmouth Harbour. Oyster and contactless payment is not valid on this service. The next station is Woking.
As our next station is Woking, this gives us ample opportunities to listen to those traction motors. Please enjoy maximum thrash. We are now approaching Woking, and if you do not know how to bring the train to a stop, well, you shouldn't have been let into the cab in the first place, so I hope I don't actually have to explain this to you. I will now attempt to stop the train in the correct place. Once you have stopped the train, place the MDTS into the neutral position, and remember, a P45 is waiting for you if you apply power. And then open the doors. Lovely. Now another driver is going to take this train to its destination, Portsmouth Harbour, calling only at Guildford, Fratton, and Portsmouth and Southsea. Now I will give you a demonstration of the Class 455 in its as-built configuration. This is a Network South Rail Class 455 with its original EE507 shaft cam motor. They are most commonly used on Dover Priory to Peckham Victoria services. Now, these are temperamental beasts. You must treat her nicely, otherwise she will bite. A demonstration of both right and wrong will be provided. The setup procedure is exactly the same, and I've already gotten my verdict from the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale. I will now demonstrate the incorrect way to pilot a camshaft 455. If you go straight into notch 4 of power, otherwise known as weak field, you will immediately upset the train, and she will bite back with a vengeance. As once you reach your desired speed and set the TTA to off, the train will I will now demonstrate the correct way to pilot a camshaft 455. You must slowly edge her into power by first applying notch 1 or shunt, and as your speed increases, tease her a little by going to series. She will increase speed as a delightful response to your gentle inputs, and once you've gained a bit more speed, you may send her into parallel. And then you will be permitted to go into weak field once you've followed these steps. And when you reach your desired speed and set the TTA to off, she will respond with a satisfied pop. And remember, the edging process is only required when from a standstill. While moving, you can drive normally. We have now arrived at Norwich, Victoria, where I will now show you the shutdown procedure. First, open the doors so the customers may alight. and then make sure the EEHPBS is in the full service position. Then turn off the headlights and make sure the tail lights are illuminated. And then move the MDTS to the off position. And with that, all I have left to say is, well done! You have learned all you need to drive the Class 455 diesel-propelled spacecraft. I do hope you'll find this video informative and educational as you embark on your mandatory daily drive from Dover and Priory to Leeds, Victoria. Thank you for attending my driving tutorial. I have been your host, Yorw, and I think Yawwie is about to kill me now. See ya!
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, we now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale.